Wendy, well, that's dead. We both have 2 big cups. I've never had that.
It's from when we went to Branson.
Nice.
Welcome to behind the scenes of Coffee Table Chronicles.
Hi. Where's that big one? Oh, way back there. Hi.
Get to see a little behind the scenes here. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, literally, we have 2 big cups.
Jesus. Good Lord. You're going to be drunk before the show starts. What's up, Erica?
And your point is?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi,
Christine,
everyone.
how's it going? Hey, Wendy, you're on.
Erica's cute. You can't hear me. Erica's cute. She was like, "Can I share your show in next door?" I'm like, "Hooker, share it anywhere." I'm gonna stand on the corner with a sign. I'm good with that. Whatever you want, honey.
Right?
Why'd you call her a hooker, though? That's not nice.
It's a term of endearment.
Is it?
Oh, that's good.
Not on the show. It's not a term of endearment.
That's not that kind of hooker.
I'm just saying.
So I am drinking this week, y'all.
I think we all are. We're all drinking.
Yep.
Where do we get this shot glass? From the birdcage. Oh, I remember that
from
one.
Tombstone.
Oh. We broke the computer.
We just have to keep the mute button on.
It's fine. It'll be in the corner.
It'll be
Nothing
okay.
important will be in the corner.
We're all good.
Are we good?
Yeah.
We're good.
I think
Are we starting the credits?
We're starting.
Sure.
We ready to start
Let's-
the show?
Yeah, let's start the show.
Let's roll it.
Stuck in the corner.
Hey, let's see what the show's about tonight, shall we?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. Warning, this is an opinionated program. These are personal opinions, but we are open to anyone with an opposing view. Grab whatever you are drinking and let's have a conversation.
John can't hear himself.
We're experiencing some technical
He
difficulties.
can't hear the voices in his head, so apparently he's trying to plug them back in. Thankfully, you didn't turn it on too early, and they didn't see me jam into that music because that's
Right?
sort
That
of
would have been.
embarrassing.
That was pretty funny last week when you did that, though.
I can't not. It's just kind of.
Lindsay's over here rocking it out. Andrea would have been proud.
Andrea will do it with me
Whoa,
at
hey.
the wedding.
Oh,
If
wait.
you-
What?
Maybe you need to rephrase that a
If
little.
you
was
play
gonna
that,
say.
if you play that song, because what's that movie where they're like,
And I
do
see
it
it with
with
the
me.
cat all the time.
Testing.
What?
Okay, I got it now.
You see me with the
unplugged
cat
it.
all
I
the
unplugged
time?
it and plugged it back in.
That's
Okay.
the old tech support thing.
Right. Turn it off. Turn it back
did you
on.
turn it off and turn it back on? No, fuckers. I just decided to call you and wait on hold for 5 minutes.
All right. Add that to the
Sorry.
tally.
Oh, we're at 1 already? Yeah.
We're at 1.
We're at 1.
So who's ever
3
drinking?
minutes and 57 seconds.
Heavy Metal was proud.
Well, I missed it. I'm late to the conversation. What's heavy metal proud of?
Oh, can I tell you?
She was bopping her
I was
head
bobbing
with
my
the
head.
music. And she's like, I'm glad he didn't put it on.
No.
I shouldn't do that. I look like I got Tourette's if I do.
I know. That's what, like, don't do this. People are just going to watch and be like, what is happening in the show?
Is Keith having a seizure? What's
So,
Yes, so.
the dogs are barking. Remember how I told you I was scared the dogs are going to bark during the show? So, just like 4 minutes ago, no, 8 minutes ago probably now, doorbell rings. I ordered a vacuum. So, they dropped off the vacuum. You know you have a Halloween problem when the UPS driver is like, aren't those skeletons new from last year?
Wow, did
Yes,
you really?
you
Yeah,
do have a
they
cat.
are.
That's bad.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like, oh, it looks really good. It looks really good. You moved the dog from last year, too. Or you moved the dog from last year. I was like, yeah. And then she turns around, she looks up at the patio, and she was like, those are new, too. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 2.
We have a problem.
I'm not quite sure if it's because you order so much and they're there at your house so much, or
right,
they're
that's
just
true,
in the
too.
neighborhood.
Or, and I was like, you want to know what I really want to get? Is that big, huge clown. I said, but it's like $600. She was
The
like,
it one?
oh, yeah.
The
She
it
was
one?
like, oh,
Oh,
well,
nice.
maybe one just won't get delivered to the right place.
Just splash myself in the face with this.
You're just having
I am
problems
a
over there,
hot
huh?
mess tonight.
Wow.
I don't know why. It has been that kind of a week.
Are you drinking Pebblehead?
Yes, that's the only thing that was in my fridge.
Hey,
Wow.
we can be
That's a
twinsies.
shocker.
No, this is the last 3 that are in my fridge, and it'll never. It was part of a party pack, and
So you need to go shopping.
I like most of Santan's IPAs. Pebblehead is the least.
Because it's more of the fruity. It's got
Yeah,
more.
What you
I'm
can
not
bring,
I am not a
so
fan.
you can buy the IPA pack and just bring me the Pebbleheads. It's
I will
the
do
only
that
one I
next time,
drink.
'cause I am not a fan of the
I don't like the
grapefruit
other
beers.
ones.
Yeah, you don't like the
Because it
juicy
doesn't taste
beers.
like an IPA. It tastes
No.
like a fruity little
Yeah,
wheat beer. It's
yeah,
great.
that's a hard pass.
Hey, Wendy,
Yes.
welcome back.
Welcome
Thanks.
we missed
Thanks.
you.
Glad you're
I
feeling better.
know.
You
We're getting there.
You
I got a
got,
mic stand in between us. I don't know how
I
that
know.
happened. Usually
I know,
can
right?
you got appropriately welcomed back into the house by the
puppy dog.
Studio
the puppy
dogs.
dogs. Yes. Yep. I got my official bath from Shiva.
well, it's been like 3 weeks. It's been almost a month actually.
So for those
yeah.
that don't understand, so Keith's
we have a dog that licks.
dog versus
She's a window licker.
versus Lindsay's dog. Keith's dog likes to lick everybody when you come
Yes.
And everything.
in, and the fact that she likes to go and
Get some water first and then
Oh,
come
yeah.
great you.
Yeah, right.
shares it with
exactly.
you.
She shares it with you.
Your mic's really high.
Mine is?
Yeah.
Like loud?
No, like high.
Oh.
That's why you can't see Wendy.
So, John, what flavor is that? That's like a chocolate, cherry, vanilla.
so this is from Headbanger Distillery over in Scottsdale.
of course, heavy metal. Who knows who that
Yep.
is?
So this is
specifically
called
asked.
American Silk. So this is a chocolate cherry vanilla. This is, and as I've said before, I'm not usually a big fan of the flavored whiskeys. This actually is a really good one. And it's an 80 proof for a flavored whiskey, which is
Really?
yeah, most of the flavored whiskeys are kind of weak, and this one actually
Oh, mine's only 20. Yeah. Oh, 40 proof.
yeah,
bad.
so this
But
is
mine's
this
not a
is good.
whiskey. You're gonna love this.
Oh, really?
John's not going to like that.
It's no.
What is it?
It's delicious. It is a black currant liqueur.
Oh, that's right. From last week,
From
right?
Yeah,
New
it's been
York.
sitting there since last week.
It magically
It's 80.
got here from New York.
Yeah.
Magically.
Magically.
It just appeared, right?
It might have somehow been a guitar pedal or lotion in
Probably.
So
its
do
lifetime.
you want this to start with? Do you want to open that up? What do you want to do?
Oh, I want the terrible one first.
I'll try some.
Terrible one?
Yeah.
This is not terrible.
Oh, it's gonna be the terrible
Then
one.
you're not.
I'm gonna
Compared to
I'm gonna
this,
let
it's gonna be
Lindsay
terrible.
pour it
Your,
out
your
'cause I'm under
expectations
control.
are all wrong.
No, I doubt it because this is a whiskey.
Was this one that I liked? I can't remember.
Although, can
This
I
one
keep?
was not one you hated.
Can I keep? That's good. Can I keep this top
Yeah,
it's
after it's
done.
done.
when you're done?
Yes.
For
For
in-
Andrea.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's
we
cool.
need the other
It's him,
camera.
huh?
We need the other camera.
Why?
Just so we need like, a Lindsay.
A zoom in
a
camera
zoom
so I
in
can be
one,
like.
yeah.
"Meow."
Yep.
Yeah.
We need
Oh, you
another
can see
camera
it from
in
there. Look, where'd it go?
There you go.
Kinda.
There it
yeah.
is.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right. So anyway, we got some memes of the
been
week.
that kinda
Let's-
week.
Let's get going on memes of the week. So John, you got to explain. I know both of these shows, but
Again,
explain
no
this
memes.
one to me.
Come on. All in the Family, Archie
I know
Bunker.
that, yeah.
Come
Why
on,
is he-
I thought that was outstanding.
Why is he writing Star Wars? What is that?
Well, he's sitting in Captain Kirk's chair.
Oh, that's
Star Trek.
there you
Star
go.
Trek, yeah.
That too.
The other one.
Yeah, that other nerdy one. I got you.
I thought that was hysterical. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I don't get it.
Okay, yeah, I guess maybe you just have the
Maybe
warped
it's
sense
just
of,
me. Okay, so
the warped, humor.
just remember when I am the coolest geek you know.
Right? You got
Nope, you're second.
You
You
keep
outdo
trying
me.
to convince me of
This
that.
is the coolest geek I know.
No, I think John might have just outdone me.
All nerds need love.
This was I love that one.
Does that not make your butt pucker a little bit?
Makes my ankle hurt.
Yeah,
really
right?
bad.
No, it makes my
my
butt pucker a
shin.
little bit because you just
Oh yeah,
My
we've all
shin,
been
yeah.
there
Mm.
on both.
Now tell me you've hit that when you've been smashed and that fucking hurt even worse because you felt it when you were drunk until it hurt.
Oh,
real
I
bad.
wasn't drunk when I hit
I
it.
was going to ask which one are you hitting when you're drunk?
Not the bike one
The
because I'm
hitch?
not trying to
Okay,
bike
I was
the
just
hitch.
wondering. That's where I was kind of going. Was are you hitting your shin on a bicycle when you were drunk?
No, I've hit a hitch not drunk. So
Yes.
frantically tying something down, I'm walking around the back of the truck, forgetting it was there. Bam. Yeah, that's
See, this is why you take your hitch out
That's
when
like-
it's not being used.
the pain's like getting hit in the nuts. It really is.
No,
It's that bad.
I don't
I
know
don't know
how
if
to.
it's that bad.
It's that bad.
Me and Wendy cannot confirm
You
nor
can't,
deny that.
can't relate to that.
All right, so
All right,
we're
so
doing
let's-
a little,
Yeah, let's try this.
little silk.
Cheers to everybody out there.
Cheers.
Cheers to season
You
2.
like this, Wendy?
Ooh, that smells good.
Ooh, isn't that good? What does
Yeah, that's right. It's not bad. Really?
We
You
should've-
still have the face?
we should have put you guys up?
Close. It's actually not that bad.
No.
It tastes like coffee.
Coffee?
No, you didn't. You don't taste the cherry and the vanilla in that.
Nope.
Oh, that is good.
That is good. That's a good sipping
But
one.
it's
God,
not.
that burns.
But it doesn't have that. But it doesn't have a real sweet taste to it. It's just
No.
enough.
No.
Just a little hint, just to make it in there. But
Sorry.
it's not going to get better if you stare at.
It might. Don't make Wendy laugh. She coughs.
Yes, I do.
So
And when I cough, something else happens. So
we have-
let's
we
avoid
have-
the coffee.
Have a little more
I mean,
drink.
it's just it is the funniest thing. So we are, so a couple, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, Wendy and I were in North Carolina with her brother and sister-in-law, and her sister-in-law has this moonshine drink of some sort. I forget what it was, and
Oh, that's
so
right.
heavy
What
metal's
was
asking.
that?
Heavy metal's asking if you like it.
It's actually not that bad.
So
I
yeah.
I can drink it. I'm not making faces like Lindsay is.
So I was correct in the fact that you do not hate it.
She doesn't hate it.
I don't hate it. I mean, I'm not a whiskey fan. That's no surprise to
surprise.
anybody. Yeah. But it's for whiskey, it's not bad. I can tolerate it. I can drink
You
it.
could do a shot here and there.
I don't taste the cherry vanilla.
No?
You don't?
It's all chocolate coffee,
No.
and whiskey.
No.
And you know what? Everyone's
I know
taste
it's
buds
so
are a
different.
little bit different.
Well, me
so
and Keith are 100%.
Oh, we argue all
Well,
the
and
time.
the, and the
So-
bad thing is you probably had some of that
wine first.
blackberry
Yeah.
blueberry.
This we haven't even opened.
Right, but that wine makes your whole
Oh, yeah.
mouth
Yes.
extra sweet.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a bad.
I think if you had this before
It
the
might have been
wine,
better.
It would have been a different taste.
yes,
Yeah.
it would have been a totally different.
Maybe
can
if you had a
try it.
piece of chocolate with it.
No.
I say that because that Duck Walk winery that we
Oh
went
my
to.
God, that was so funny.
She says this wine,
you take it with
wine's
the chocolate,
delicious. You
it's
got to have it with the chocolate. So
delicious.
Lindsay takes a sip and she makes that face, that really bad face, So I said, well, try it with the chocolate. Maybe that'll make it better. She
Did
eats the
not.
chocolate. She's like, nope, no
You've
better.
but you've never done that with, say, wine where you've had.
There was 3. So we went there. There was 3 wines, and I very blatantly told this woman, I don't like wine.
They were very nice people, by the way.
Super. Oh my God, she was the best.
What was the name of the winery?
Duck Walk.
Duck Walk.
Should we
Duck
say?
Walk?
Okay.
Yeah, Duck Walk.
You know why I picked it because
Yeah.
the name's
The
Duck
name,
Walk. Yeah.
yeah.
There was 4 of them we drove by, and on the way back, he's like, "Which one do you want to go to?" I'm like, "The duck one," because I like.
I'm not going to lie. The building was beautiful, but it looked like an abandoned asylum.
It
when you
did.
drove by.
Because it was an old
Brick building.
brick building.
Beautiful.
Oh, so they rehabbed it.
They
into
rehabbed
some-
it. It
Okay,
used to be
cool.
like a warehouse or something way back in the day where they used to store stuff, and they redid it into the winery, and it's absolutely beautiful. They have the wine fields in the back. They have this lovely sitting area with this big, huge pond. It's so pretty.
Yes.
So I tell the lady I do not like wine.
At all?
Like,
She
if
really
it tastes
doesn't.
like wine,
She likes
No.
the
this stuff
like the Zinfandels
that
and
is
the
like
flavored
fruity and
wines. That's what
sweet
she
and
likes.
tastes nothing like wine. This is great.
So I am a sweet wine
Like-
person, so Wendy was the one that got me onto wine. I refused to drink wine before we got together. That's a shout out to St. James
This is good.
Winery down in Branson, Missouri.
Yes.
Love this place. They have such good wines.
It does look like a pineapple, though, on
I will
the
admit,
screen.
last time we were there, we walked out with over a case of wine.
Oh, wow.
Oh, with this stuff, easily I'd get a case of just
it
this.
was
This
all.
is delicious.
I mean, and they don't have just
This is
that
really- you
one.
wanna taste
They
it?
have.
And they have a whole different.
really good.
I mean, they have everything from obviously, your dry reds, dry and sweet whites, and then they have a
It's
whole
really
bunch
good,
of
right?
fruit
It's
wines.
very blueberry.
Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah,
good
that's really
stuff.
good. Very
So
smooth.
this kind of stuff I like. And she was like, "Oh, there's not a ton, but there's like these 4 at the bottom." I was like, "Okay." So I tried Aphrodite, which was a white wine. It was very good.
It was good.
I tried 3 other ones.
One was terrible.
One was awful,
It tasted
but I didn't
terrible.
think that was my like one that I branched out. You know what I mean? Because I got 3. I'm like, I think I'll really like these
You
3.
stepped outside
this
your
one,
comfort
I'm like,
zone.
she's like, oh, it's sort of sweet. It's kind of fruity, and I was like, I'll try. You know, she's like, everybody loves it. It's like the one that won the most awards and all this stuff. Yeah, when I tasted that one, I was like, yeah, I'm not a wine person.
Didn't win an award with you, huh?
Not at all.
No,
That was the
That
chocolate
was the
one.
chocolate
and I was
one,
like,
yeah.
no.
It was
She's
a
like,
blue.
oh,
It was a
it's great.
blueberry something.
Yeah,
and
it was
she
like a
raved
blueberry
about it. She
something.
said it was like
She's
their
it's
biggest seller.
great.
And
Yeah, everybody loves it.
Oh yeah, we
No.
went to a winery once in Michigan where it was. They specifically went. I mean, so some of these, I don't know what they're called, not bartenders, but
The wine ladies, yeah.
the wine ladies.
Yeah.
And the one that we went to at this, not the Round Barn, but that other one across the street. And
There was a lot.
it was they were really good about. They had a cheese plate, and they're like,
Okay.
have
Oh, you were telling
have
this with
cheese
this.
Oh,
with
gravity.
this wine and this cheese with this wine, and they were excellent with the pairings because it really. I mean, they would say have a little bit of the wine first,
Taste it.
taste it, then try the cheese,
Right.
and it would totally
Change the wine.
Yeah, change
That's
the taste.
crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Gravity.
That's awesome.
Is that what it was? Gravity Winery.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was good. I mean, and it's funny because I mean we have been to a. We were at a
So, Christine,
distillery.
does that sound like something you're going to be shipping some lotion and
Watermelon wine, and homemade strawberry wine. Ooh.
guitar pedals to Arizona here soon? I'm just saying.
sounds delicious.
Yeah, no
Watermelon, too. You love watermelon.
I have to confess though, because that was the first winery I've ever been to.
Me too. Like
First
a
wine
real-
tasting
Yeah,
I've
I've
ever
never
done.
been
Yeah.
to a wine.
Oh, no, you'd be
Seriously?
I'm not a wine
surprised.
person, so I wouldn't go.
And as much as they tout Arizona wine, I will say I'm not a huge fan.
Not a fan. I mean, when we went down to the Wilcox area, they had, I think, better wines than the Cottonwood area.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
Cottonwood's
Cottonwood's-
like everybody.
Everybody raves
They're-
about Cottonwood.
Yeah.
and
They're
we-
very dry. So if you like the
Yeah,
sweeter
not for me.
wines,
Arizona,
you're not going to
surprising.
find them up there.
No.
Well, your fault. You should have known better.
I know. Sorry.
So I mean, yeah, we rave. Now this is because we're both from the Midwest. I'm sure somebody's going to say that, but
Yeah,
we
stop playing
really
favorites.
we really like the Midwest wines the best.
Especially Michigan. Michigan's the
really?
best.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
See,
you got
that's
the
where
lakefront.
that's where we diverge.
A
I
lot
really
of the
like
wineries
Missouri
are along
wines.
the
Okay.
lakefront, and that's the perfect, like
Yeah.
California.
Absolutely.
You
get
got
that.
the warm during the day and the cool at night,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the perfect for the grapes. So
All right,
All right.
And
continue
as
with
long
me.
as you throw a ton of
Continue with
sugar
me.
in
All
there,
All right,
and
we'll
flavor,
find
I'm
something
good with
that's
it.
funnier. Come on, tell me that's
That's-
not
that's
funny.
funny.
Tell
That-
me that's not funny.
That's funny.
That's
I like
pretty
that.
funny.
That's pretty damn funny. I like that one.
That is pretty funny. I'm gonna give you that one. At least everybody gets that one.
This was good too.
The inventor of autocorrect died. The funnel will be held tomato. Lindsay is trying not to laugh at that one, but she thinks it's actually funny.
Oh, it's fun.
You can't see it, but Wendy is laughing over here. Free beer, topless bartenders, and false advertising.
That's great.
that's a way to get people in the door.
That's awesome.
Come on
Because
in.
nobody read past the and.
That's a great one. Yeah, I love that one.
I have questions. Several.
I don't have questions. That's brilliant.
Where does it power? Do you see a bank
It's
full
that
of
little
bat-
yellow box
Oh,
right
that
there in
little-
front of him. That's
a
that
little
battery pack
generator
right
up
there in
there?
that cooler.
You
Yep.
say redneck.
He don't need a lot. That man is brilliant. Although he should have come up with an umbrella to shade him because he's standing in the sun.
Right?
I like the drone right on the right hand side too. That's nice.
That's funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't even notice that until just now. That's
You
funny.
know you're a redneck when.
Yeah.
You're
exactly.
duct taped your boat to some fans.
Right.
Yep.
Floor fans.
Yep.
Why did he go with the one oddball one?
Because he
Did-
ran.
did you
Because
just
ran
run
out?
Walmart.
He ran out
Because
of
Walmart ran
fans.
out.
I was just gonna say Walmart didn't have any more.
That was,
Damn.
trust me, that was grabbed right out of the kitchen.
I
Their
thought maybe
stock
it
was,
was extra.
only 9.
Maybe it was extra steering power. I don't know.
No, because you want to know what it was? Is he bought 6.
Right.
Yes.
And he decided he needed 2 more, so he stole the one out of the bedroom and the one out of
Guess
the
what?
living room.
6
true.
was just not enough.
Not enough.
That's what happened.
I like that one.
How it all began. There it is. Now we know. Now we know.
I didn't need to see that. I'm just saying.
Kind of gross. See, you upset my dog.
Yes, ma'am. I realize your house is on fire, but the station is still charging its electric fire engine.
Right.
Right?
Good stuff. I like that.
Good times.
Or actually, California didn't let us buy a new one, so we don't have.
So hold on a second. They have legit fact checkers that know all the facts Why not set up a channel on TV and just give us the facts? We can call it the news.
There's an
dun.
idea.
That's almost as good as the guy with the boat fan.
Right? I just thought this was funny.
Read it, Keith.
Me going to the buffet for the 7th time, staring down a fresh batch of ragoons.
I'm just saying that's like real life problems.
I just thought that was funny.
Just-
Little humor in there.
Were you trying to like?
I don't know if this was a serious post or a funny post.
No, it's got
I've
the
been
Babylon
seeing
Bee
it.
on the bottom there. Trump voters put Biden signs in the yard so that the FBI will pass over them.
I just thought that was interesting.
That's the Babylon Bee. That it's fake.
That's hilarious.
That was kind of funny. This is funny. I figured this would be good for us.
This
drinking.
is great.
You saw
Read
that
it.
too?
Read it, Elsie.
Go ahead.
For better digestion, I drink beer. In case of appetite loss, I drink white wine. In the case of low blood pressure, I drink red wine. In the case of high blood pressure, I drink scotch. And when I have a cold, I drink schnapps. When do you drink water? Never been that sick.
Right?
That's it for the memes.
That's it for the memes.
Yeah, the other two have probably relation to our story later. So
I didn't have memes.
no, I know.
I know. You've been too busy.
I have been working.
Too busy getting promotions.
I know.
She's like, I know. Wow.
Wow. That
I've been
sounded-
actually working unlike some people.
I don't know if you guys can hear that in the audience, but there's a lot of miscellaneous noises going on in the studio
That's-
tonight.
We got a pit
That's
bull down
okay.
here that is
talking
demanding
back.
attention.
That is a pity. She's sort of mouthy.
She does this growl that sounds like a velociraptor.
Yes.
And I told Lindsay I'm going to record it one day and use it on Truth About Beer for some of our videos that we do because it's just freaking funny as hell.
Yeah,
Why?
is
She could be
demanding attention
famous.
right
She
now.
could. Famous pity.
Famous pity.
Are you
She
petting that famous pity right
Yes,
now?
we
Yes.
both are.
Yes.
They're
That's why
trying to
she
keep
stopped
her
yelling.
quiet.
Demanding attention. That's why she's being mouthy.
Yeah, that's
This
why
is
she
why-
stopped yelling and she's quiet because she's being petted.
All right, we ready with some news of the week?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. Give
All
this a
right.
try.
So
With the mute button. I hear us still.
you do.
I don't.
Do you have your volume up
Yeah, I can hear us. Why?
on your thing?
Uh-oh.
Because I can hear it somewhere. It's either you or John.
I don't think it's me.
Huh.
I don't know.
Is it on your phone over there?
No, because it's muted.
Maybe it's
So I don't hear it. So
All
I
right.
do. I'm losing my mind.
Episode
It's fine.
48. Story
Did
number
we find
one.
our voice?
we found our voice. 2
we found
episodes
our
ago.
voice
We did, though. Like
We did.
a few
Two-
seasons
two-
ago,
two sep-
or a few
Episodes
Yeah,
ago.
episodes
I just
ago.
wanted to make sure.
Oh, that is good whiskey.
Are you done with yours, Wendy? Can we drink the good stuff now?
Yeah, we
If you
can.
want to break that open, we
I'm
can.
going to bust it open.
That's what happens when you mix whiskey and medication.
All right. So
Right?
in line with what our story of the week is,
Yes.
or our theme of the week. So
Not going to be effectively be able to do CPR.
we have this
Somebody
epic time
dies.
story
I
about
can't open
states that are going to ban gas-powered cars despite EV human and environmental costs. So as you can see, I mean, this is literally a cobalt mine in the Congo, and these people are just
Killing themselves.
they're killing themselves.
Well, the interesting thing is, it's okay. It's okay for all the stuff to be mined outside of the U.S. or outside of certain states, but they don't want it within their boundaries. And it's like, isn't that hypocritical?
So this
think
is
so.
this is
Well, and
this
what are
is
we doing with
proof
those
that
batteries?
I do my very best to not tell Wendy what I'm putting in the stories.
So you get reactions out of her.
Yes, because we'll have conversations. So here is, electric vehicles trading one form of hazardous mining for another. This is in Chile.
But again, our country is okay with that, but
Of course
don't
they are.
let
They're
it
getting paid.
don't let it happen within our boundaries.
So-
And within certain states. I mean, California being one. It's okay that we use all this stuff, but we're not mining it within our state.
Let everybody else worry about it.
So child labor.
Right.
So
To me,
this-
I think that's just like, okay, so you're saying that you think you're doing your part, but how are you doing your part? When
It's not my monkey, not my circus.
yeah, you're just pushing it off on somebody else. I don't know.
so
It just makes me angry.
child labor and human right violations in the Dominican Republic of the Congo, and then
So I know that sounds
a
awesome.
U.S. lithium mine set to destroy the environment, cultural heritage, and displaced farmers in Nevada.
I was going to say they're supposed to open one in Nevada, right?
This is a big one. So you go and you read the entire article, and it's crazy what they. So lithium is not.
Are they going to put it in where the water's declining because there's lots of
No,
space?
but it's interesting. It talks about how it's going to contaminate the water higher than accepted levels of antimony, arsenic, sulfate, and total dissolved solids. The destruction of over 5,000 acres and a 10-foot water drop in the water table.
Nevada's fine though. They have all those years of radiation in the ground, so they're good.
Right?
It's
Yeah,
not a
they're
big deal.
fine.
Yeah.
So is that why they let meat go down? Because, they were anticipating this and.
So
Yeah, they needed
you go
space
on
to
and
do
you
it.
read about the article. So you go and you read a little bit more. And again, so one of the things that,
You have to put up Heavy's.
a side effect of this show is the fact that I now read more than I probably want to.
Very bottom one.
It's okay to use heroin but not eat red meat. That's for damn sure.
Isn't that crazy?
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. It's all hypocrisy. And we'll come to that. We'll come back to that. So hold that thought, Dan, because that is so true. So, I mean, the fact that they don't even, so they have to take a salt water and pump it into the ground to be able to, and then they have to let it dry, if I remember correctly. Let it dry,
Yeah.
and then it somehow grabs the lithium in this.
And pulls it up.
And then they have to dry mine that out.
Right.
So it
Oh,
becomes,
really?
yeah, it's a weird thing. So
It's a
they
weird
just,
process.
but they
It
basically,
somehow connects to the salt somehow.
so lithium, when you do a lithium mine, you basically destroy the earth around it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what?
There is no clean
Coming
way.
back.
It's not like oil. Now, I'm not that I'm advocating for oil, but I am saying just the fact that
It's totally
when you
different,
compare
and
it
it's got
to
different
fossil
downfalls.
fuels, or even if you want to go like coal as an example, coal you can there's open pit mining. Let's not just
yeah.
dismiss
It's a hole in
that.
the ground.
But on the other hand, there is coal mines that obviously, for hundreds of years, they went and they just, buried a hole and, burrowed a hole into the ground, and they just extracted coal out of that.
Right.
So this, it is large.
Open pit
Open
mining.
pit, and it is large. And so they have to strip this thing, and it's
It's the mines you see where you literally circle down
Yes,
into the
absolutely.
ground.
Kind of
Yeah.
like the copper mines out
Yes,
here.
yeah. Not
Very-
like the mine you see and it's a hole and they go into the hole.
Right. So
Okay.
this BVIER article about the environmental impact of lithium batteries, and it says that during the Obama-Biden administration, hydraulic fracturing,
Fracking.
fracturing
Fracturing.
Okay.
was accused of causing a number of environmental problems.
Right.
But now they go and they look at it and they say lithium batteries require more critical metal, where China dominates the market. Mining and processing of lithium, however, turns out to be far more environmentally harmful than what turned out to be the unfounded issues with fracking.
But funny, you don't hear those stories in mainstream media.
I'll tell you what you don't hear also, and I think you probably studied it somewhat in studying medical, because I read about it too, is heavy metal poisoning in people's bodies.
Oh, absolutely.
Is huge.
Yeah.
And it's not
but again,
just the
as
heavy
long
metal,
as it's not
the-
happening here and it's, where
But
we
it
Somewhere
can
else.
is.
see
But
it,
it does
it's
happen
okay.
here.
What do they call it? The forever metals or forever minerals
Yeah,
or
yeah,
forever
yeah.
something
Yeah, there's 5 of them that,
that
don't go
leave
anywhere.
your body.
Yeah.
They will never leave your
Well,
body.
that's the silver or whatever with the people who are like, oh, I take something colloidal silver and it helps kill whatever, which it does. Silver does in small doses help kill stuff. You have the people who drink it. That silver does not leave your body. That's why your skin turns blue, because it doesn't leave your cells.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
really?
Haven't you heard about the dude that's blue or whatever?
No.
There's 2 guys in the U.S. that drunk it every day since they were since the 60s, and have just done it, and now they're blue. Like they're literally all their skin's blue. I'm gonna find a picture.
I think
I
James.
was gonna
Like
say-
how blue?
I'm interested
is it
because my mom
Smurf?
was
Is it like
big
the
into
blue?
that.
Is it like the blue that you see on
Like
where
Smurf blue.
Bios
No,
the
like
books
like
and
you're
that
like
blue?
you're starving for oxygen blue.
Really?
No, it's more blue than that. Like you're blue.
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
And then there's other things, so like the U.S. has likely bought Chinese solar panels with forced labor in the Uyghur.
Were those the Smurfs?
Right here. Here he is. His name is Paul Carson with a K. Oh, he died. Oh, he died in 2013. Apparently, I'm a little late. He was an American from Bellingham, Washington, whose skin turned. I should probably say.
What did he die of?
I don't know yet. I have to send Keith the picture.
Okay, text it to me and I can pull it up.
Then, of course, Wendy's favorite subject.
Oh boy.
Floating offshore wind to power 5 million homes by 2035. Wendy hates these windmills and the gross, what do you want to call it?
Waste.
Waste.
On them. What people don't understand is those what are they?
The props, the
props.
propellers,
yeah.
the fins.
Whatever you want to call them, they're made of fiberglass. They're only supposed to last so long, and fiberglass is not a recyclable product. So what do? They cut them up and they bury them. When you go through Texas,
Are you serious?
I'm serious. When you go through Texas, outside of Amarillo, there's a boneyard of them where they're all cut up and they're just ready to be taken and buried someplace.
What?
Because fiberglass is not a recyclable.
No, it doesn't.
You can't recycle it.
Stop. Get out. There's dogs playing in the studio. Get out.
So
That's a good point.
I mean,
Well, the birds are one thing. I mean, and I get it. I mean, how many birds do planes kill, and how many
Right.
birds do But
but the thing is, what do
I
you?
really don't care if you kill a bird. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
well,
What do
Dan,
you
You're
do
destroying,
with
the,
this
you're
stuff?
destroying the environment, though. You're destroying nature. Destroying
Right.
wildlife.
I mean, all you're going to do is bury that at some point in time.
So should we stop eating fish? Should we stop eating cows?
That's
Should we
not-
stop?
Dan,
not the
keep
point.
It's
keep
us.
throwing your thoughts out there, though. Dan's going, that's it. Screw it. I'm not answering another question.
no, that's not the point, though. The point is we're careless when we think of things that are.
We're careless when we
being-
think of everything because we let Democrats run our road.
we don't think we
that was a
don't have
blanket
the
statement.
forethought to think ahead of ourselves.
And done.
It's we're
done.
thinking right now instead of, oh, well, what is the effect of this 5, 10, 20 years from now? How is that
How
going
do
to
we
affect us?
know, though?
As
We
one of
don't.
my neighbors I was having a conversation with him this afternoon, and he was going on. He was mentioning Winston Churchill being such a great thinker,
Yeah.
and he goes, "That's what we lack. We
Oh, nobody thinks.
We lack deep thinkers." And I'm like, "Well, we just lack thinkers. Period.
Well, it's because we're not allowed to have conversations anymore.
We're not allowed to
talk.
challenge.
We're not allowed to.
We're not allowed to challenge
That's a
that.
good
Okay,
point.
what?
No, that's a good point.
What?
We
know,
don't have
so-
these conversations to
Right.
be able to spitball it and have these think tanks that we used to.
We've
and
been conditioned that
Right.
we're not supposed to have conversations about
Anything.
religion and politics, right?
Well, we're
then
not-
And
this is
medicine now,
and this is
apparently.
where, and then unfortunately now, the autonomy of Facebook or the keyboard warriors that want to sit there and spout their beliefs when they're not facing somebody. Right? Yeah, plastic straws. How
Right.
well did that turn out?
So
Yeah.
did New York, apparently.
So, but it's one of those things that now people don't talk about politics in a civil manner at the dinner table.
love my
or with
hummingbirds.
family or things like that. So it's interesting the fact that people have lost the ability to
Have conversations.
have a dialogue.
But that goes down to respect. Nobody respects each other anymore.
I respect you.
So you
I
can't have a
respect you.
conversation
I
with
definitely
somebody
respect her.
because
better.
you don't respect that other person. So you can't just have a conversation with somebody anymore because we don't respect each other.
It's not respect that. I think it's more if you
gotta sit here and
challenge their
drink.
way of thinking, you shut
Oh,
them
yeah.
down.
Then everybody's defensive.
Exactly.
already not
Instead
liking the
of
way this
like,
smells.
oh, you know what? I
pretty
didn't
good.
think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for bringing up that point because I didn't.
Or,
I
yeah.
didn't think of that.
And you're not going to. You're never going to see every side of every problem.
You're not. That's why there should be, there should be panels, just like, and I'll bring up COVID.
Think tanks.
Right.
Like,
COVID should have had a panel of people that had different experiences that were treating, your everyday people and whatever to bring those ideas and what they were seeing and experiencing to the table instead of just one or two people saying,
Well,
this is
That,
how
but
it's
hold on. There are panels. There are people that bring forth their opinion. The problem is, if your opinion differs from the one side,
You're silenced.
You're silenced.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
So-
mean,
You mean like the NIH?
like the frontline doctors with COVID, they're
Well, and
silenced. That's the thing. you should have all different.
Wow,
opinions
did you like that?
I mean, the
good.
whole idea is to come to somewhere in the middle and to see other sides and whatever, and that's what we're totally lacking in today's
Well,
today's
the whole
world.
thing
Hold
is
on. Time out.
Time out. Okay, sorry.
Breaking the conversation for a second. Bring you guys up full screen.
Us?
Yes.
I haven't tried
Oh,
this
Lizzie
yet.
knows where this is going.
Oh boy.
All right. Go ahead and try that.
oh, this is delicious.
You think that's delicious?
She loves it.
Ooh, that is good.
That is so yummy.
That's tasty.
What is that?
Blackberry currant. Liqueur.
It's a
I
liqueur.
know you don't like it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's too
It's
sweet.
drinkable, but it's definitely got a sweetness that's just a little too much.
See, he puts it in front of
But
me.
yeah, you're gonna
That's
you're
really
gonna
good.
finish that for me.
Now think about that, Wendy, with that water that we drank. That would be good with it.
Yes.
Oh, we made Wendy laugh when we're not supposed to.
You know,
So,
it's funny, Christine, that you say that because I think back years ago, and this topic comes up a lot. If you think back to the late
50s,
80s,
60s,
or even 80s and 90s,
70s.
we didn't sit around and talk politics.
No,
It
because
wasn't-
the
it
world wasn't
wasn't
a
something-
shit.
You kept
I
it
think
under.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
Do you?
And I'll say that because go back and watch one of the most popular shows ever on television back in the, correct me, Dan, if I'm wrong.
The Brady Bunch?
Back in the, in the mid to late 70s was All in the Family
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've
with
heard of
Archie
that.
Bunker. And Archie Bunker was a,
An ass.
He was what you consider an extreme right winger.
extreme
He was an
right
asshat?
wing.
Yes.
And then you had Rob Reiner, who played his son-in-law,
He was a liberal.
who was is extreme liberal in real life and played one as a hippie in the show, and they talked politics on a regular basis on that show. So, and they went, and they were pegged
But-
at opposite ends of the spectrum,
Right.
and everybody else watching the show basically goes, "Okay, at least I know I'm in the middle somewhere."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But at least it was said lightheartedly. If you say anything now, everybody's so offensive, you can't actually have a discussion.
Archie Bunker was not lighthearted about anything.
But I mean, the show was like,
yeah.
it wasn't this. You talked politics back then. It was just talking. It wasn't me stabbing you in the face, which is what it's like nowadays.
Well, and that's very true because
It's
and
so offensive.
you're absolutely right. So Meathead, being the son-in-law, would sit there and say,
The kid's name was really Meathead.
That's what Archie.
"That's what
called
Archie
him,
called him."
Meathead.
I don't remember
okay.
what
I was
he
like,
was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his actual
Real name is?
character name
Yeah.
was, but
Okay.
he would sit there and he said, "You're unreasonable. You can't be talked to." Blah blah blah. Yeah, and Meathead was Reiner is a Meathead.
Yeah.
She really is.
He's so totally is. But I mean, they would
Did you
just sit
put-
there
did
and
you
they
get
would
my
say that
picture?
he would just sit there and he would say, "You're unreasonable," but they wouldn't get into. I mean, now Archie would yell and scream a lot, but granted, that was kind of the.
That was
Him,
the
right?
character.
Like
That
that
was
was
his
him. He was
character.
supposed to yell, right?
But
Yeah.
they didn't get into
like
throw-
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily if you don't see it my way.
And I was going to say, to that point, that was probably the last generation where you can have a show where you have two very opposing opinions, but yet there were times on that show where it was very emotional, where everybody came together and it was loving and it was, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
still, there were still
yeah.
those times on the show. So it showed that you can have a different opinion
And still love each
and
other.
still love each other and still not
Right.
argue, and hate each other, which is what we have now.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You can't even.
You can't
Well, and
talk.
we know
You
what
either
the
can't talk
reasoning
about
is.
it or, you're just going to
Or
butt
you're,
heads.
yeah. And I'm like, you can have other conversations. Like, just because I don't agree with you on politics doesn't mean that you can't
But what
talk
caused that?
to me.
But the funny thing
What do you
is,
think caused that? What I know what I think caused it,
Being
Caused-
divided as a country.
but what caused that?
My opinion,
Yeah.
Obama.
I'm going to even go a
Oh,
little bit
my
deeper. I mean,
opinion's
Obama,
deeper.
I think, drove the spike, but I think for the most part, it's a lot of just the social media warrior, or not even social media warriors. I'm going to say it is the
ability for
keyboard warriors
yeah.
that, they sit there and they without thinking,
I would
and
agree.
they have no problem saying horrible, despicable things. Because I've seen it in small little Facebook groups for a town, right? Or a neighborhood where they will say despicable things about their neighbors that they wouldn't say in person.
Exactly. That's where it changed. So
True.
and I agree. So
Yeah.
I agree and I don't agree, but on the same front, I agree. So growing up in high school,
I lost track of where that went.
I agree, but in a different way. So when I was in high school, when you were in high school, you were mad at somebody. What did you do? You beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, beat the shit out of them
in the yard.
Called them names right to each other's face, got expelled for fight, whatever. It was handled right there in front of each other.
Right.
Then we got moved to social media to, I can actually hate you over here.
The passive aggressive
Exactly.
behavior.
And I can say super mean things because
You're
even if you
absolutely
hated
right, Dan.
even if you hated that person, you were never going to be that spiteful or that mean in the moment. You sit at home, you have all the time in the world, you can come up with whatever you want. That's where it changed. That's where we started not being held accountable for our actions. Because I can say this on social media. Who's gonna say anything to me?
Right.
Right.
True.
Your parents should have started beating your ass. Is what it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, he's right about that.
I was going to make a point that the Jeffersons would never air today.
Oh God, no.
Oh, and I used to love watching
Look
that.
Wow, it was a great show.
And it was,
Great show.
and there's a prime example.
Sanford and
Because
Son, my
Yep.
favorite show in the whole world. Oh my God.
But-
some of
never
those
could be on
some
it.
of those
times.
shows had a target audience, and I loved watching it because I was willing to laugh at myself.
Right.
You know, and you can't do that today.
No.
Because too many people are offended.
Well, yeah, I'm
We're too-
offended.
we're
I can't
Everybody's
laugh at
offended.
myself.
We're too insecure with our own self beings.
Yeah, we could list off shows
To
that
be
may actually
anything.
be on the quiz for next week. I may actually have to come up with a 70s and 80s show quiz.
Shows that could not be aired
Yeah,
today.
like
Yeah.
Chico and the Man, and
I don't even know what that is.
Blazing Saddles.
you don't even know what Chico and the Man is.
Never even heard of it.
Oh my God,
Is that really Chico and the Man?
Chico and the Man was a TV show. It was about this Mexican guy who lived. He was a mechanic, and he lived in a van in the guy's mechanic's garage.
In a van in the garage?
Yes.
down by the river.
Yes.
I'm going to play I'm going to play very naive for a second. So
Okay.
I'm reading Heavy Metal's comment here. Libs used to be peace loving, and now they're violent if you don't agree with them. How long has the term liberal been in existence? Because when I grew up, it was Democrat or Republican.
Yes.
Liberals was not even a comment.
It was more
not
hippies.
even-
It was hippies.
Is that- is that what
I,
liberals
I
were?
think
They were?
that I think the hippies were the ones that were the more peaceful, and the liberals are more how do you want to call it? Social justice warriors.
So
No,
not
social
that, because
justice
there
warriors.
is. So I watch Newsmax a lot, and so
Nah. Sorry.
so they have a very good. So Reagan, and I don't remember the year, but Reagan, as he was president, did an interview with Mike Wallace, who was a well-respected journalist back in CBS at the time, and when CBS was respected.
Respected.
And so he made a comment, and he actually talks about capitalism versus liberalism. And he said, when liberalism comes to the shores of America, it'll be when fascism comes to the shores of America, it'll be in the disguise of liberalism. And that they want total government control of all businesses.
Yep.
The funny thing is that you bring that up now on Facebook. I'm friends with a lot of liberal people because I think it's very good to see exactly
Both sides.
what they're seeing
Absolutely.
or what they're saying. More importantly, or what they're mimicking, and the fact that you bring that up, they see more conservatives as fascists.
Really?
Yes, I find that interesting.
Because they don't understand the term.
Or they have a different
They
perspective.
they don't understand. Well, I mean,
Or they have a
again,
different perspective of the term. I mean, everything is subject to what your definition of something is.
Right.
There are
True. That's
there
true.
are supposed to be. Now, granted, before we started changing the definition of what
Anything meant?
anything and everything meant, when all of a sudden, a recession was not a recession.
And
But,
boys aren't girls. Sorry.
but the whole
Boys
point
are
was
girls?
that there were definitions, and we talked about this a little bit last week, in the fact that we have to make sure that we understand the governing definitions versus the economic definitions. So, that's something that people don't understand a lot of, in the fact that, capitalism is not it's an economic definition. It's not a government definition. We are a capitalist country, but we are a republic.
Yes.
Are we a republic?
According to the Constitution, we are.
But on paper, still, yes.
Yes, on paper, we still are.
On paper, we are.
All right,
So-
continuing on.
All right.
Okay.
Story 2.
Let's go.
Another fun thing going on in the news.
One question real quick.
Fun
Are we going to
facts.
go back to climate change later? Because I have something to talk about.
No.
I don't think so.
Well, I'll hit it later. We'll talk about it later.
No, no.
No, we'll hit
Get
it
it
later.
now. It's
Hey.
open form.
Throw it out there
Go
now.
on.
Are you going to circle back?
I'm going to circle back.
Okay.
No, throw it out there now.
No, one of
You'll
the
forget
things.
about it. We'll
Well,
forget
let me
about
ask
it.
you a
we
question
will
first
definitely,
before you go back to
as
climate
we do
change.
more shots, we will
Go
forget about it.
to
Whoops. I hate when I do that. What am I going to?
go back to
What'd you
comments.
do?
To heavy metals libs.
This one?
No. Shit, where did it go?
Maybe just be
No,
peaceful.
my
What
stepdad
does
is a
Erica
Dem.
say she
Yeah,
loves?
well, I
was-
Erica loves what?
Because
So-
Lindsay was making
me.
a
Oh,
joke.
blaming what?
Blazing Saddles. I mentioned Blazing Saddles as
Saddles.
a
Oh,
show.
So this is sort of where I was. So I was in the middle, as we've talked about more than once. I wasn't a conservative. I wasn't like either. I was just right in the middle. I'm like, oh, I see good from both sides. Like, whatever.
Sheriff
so
Wayne's going to be very upset to hear that.
I love Sheriff.
Sorry.
He can teach me to be whatever
This
he wants.
actually, so it's funny you say that. Go ahead.
So I see how you don't fit into a party. Like
The party
nowadays,
changed.
that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, I 100% admit that. But all I keep thinking back is to that picture where you're like, oh, you're in the middle. Well, you don't agree with this anymore. And they pull the line away from you. And you're like, well, I did.
Right.
Like, I sort of got some of your stuff, but now you're way off the line.
So remember before we went off the air for season 1, and Elon Musk had posted that thing on Twitter that showed back a handful of years ago, he was on the left side of the middle of the line.
Right.
Yes.
And then the
That's
middle of
the
the line,
picture.
and then the middle of the line
And it's
moved.
changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he never
He
moved
just
from.
stayed in the same
And
where
all
I
of a
sort of
sudden, the
agree with
middle
both of you.
moved left of him, and so
And now he's way on the right, and he's like, "How did I get
and here I get, and I've had this conversation with Wendy multiple times in the fact that I think those on the conservative side, regardless of what your party is,
Yes.
need to have a conversation with the general public and say, I'm talking to those that still identify those as like
Middle grounders.
well, for lack of a better word, the Kennedy Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that still believe in family, still believe in
Hard work.
a good military,
Yeah.
getting out there and working hard. You know, those that because Wendy has said before, and we've had some of these conversations at home that said she used to have this conversation of, and I'll get back to that. Don't forget about Bill Maher. So we used to have so we've had some of these conversations about the fact that I don't know what you want to call it. A lot of people, probably a majority of the public, thinks that the smart people are in charge and they will just take care of things.
Yes.
And then we come to find out
That's
that
not the
always
case.
not always the truth. What we have is we have either smart people that are taking advantage, or we have dumb people that have been put in charge and they still just don't even know what the
Puppets.
hell they're doing.
Say it. Oh, you
No,
should've said
I
it.
wasn't.
Could've been
going
3
to,
for
but-
tonight.
No, I know, and I almost you could tell I almost said
The,
it.
the people
I'm trying
that
to.
should,
I'm on a I'm on a new season resolution to shut down on the F bombs.
The cursing.
So
Oh, okay. Are we doing that?
no, not for you.
You're not.
We're keeping
People got a
track of
tally
you.
going.
We're keeping track on yours. So
the smart people that should be in charge are smart enough not
To
to be.
not be in
they're
charge.
not in
Yes.
charge, you know.
Yes.
So, but on the other hand, you know, because we were literally having this conversation on the drive over about, say, like a Colin Powell, and we both are, you know, we would have voted for Colin Powell in a second if he had
Ben
run.
Carson.
Ben
in a
Carson,
second.
another one,
Carson,
you know,
yeah, for sure.
You know, those
Obama, no.
you know, and
Nope.
and again, it doesn't come down to the color of your skin or
No.
the you know, a Jean Corinne Pierre.
It's what you
God
bring to
bless
the
you.
table.
She's a mess.
She is the worst
Oh,
press
it's what you
secretary.
bring.
That's the
Speaker.
Press-
I mean,
don't say it
Press secretary,
inappropriately.
sorry.
Yep, that lady too.
So, but
Not
Bill
the words
Maher,
I was thinking of.
and Bill Maher is a good example because of the fact that
Who
Bill
is
Maher,
Bill Maher?
He's a talk
He's a
show host.
comedian.
he's a late night
Yeah.
comedian. So,
So-
on one of the late night shows, and so Bill Maher has
Okay.
been very vocal in the fact that he has gotten, he feels confident enough to be able to that he's in a position to where he's not going to get quote unquote canceled for speaking his mind.
Right.
Don't say that. I mean, because there are a lot in Hollywood that are afraid of that.
Let him cancel him. Then he'll get his own podcast.
He's got a great
freaking
he's got a great late night show
Yeah.
and he's got a great speaker.
does.
So he sits there and he's
They're not going to get rid of him.
And I was laughing. I was telling her just yesterday. I saw a Bill Maher, a recent, like probably a week ago or something like that, skit or not skit, but one of his monologues, and he blasted both sides.
And that's the way it should be.
And that's the way
Exactly.
That's exactly what I
Instead
told
of
her.
just
We were
one-
talking about
Stop
Stephen
pinpointing.
Colbert.
Both sides are
Stephen
screwed
Colbert.
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
Colbert is
He's an idiot.
horrible.
I don't like him. He's an idiot. Did you see the argument that Bill Maher got in with what's his name?
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
They're talking about Muslims.
No.
Shit, what's Ben Affleck?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
see that.
it was a big
Now I
argument
gotta look
with Ben
that up.
Affleck. It was
Really?
it was an interesting. I watched it one night. It was an interesting video. I never liked Bill Maher, but I see him now speaking
I
out
give-
more against his party than
He is
surprisingly.
just speaking truth, and
Right.
it's like, you know what, you can't. To me, you can't turn your back on someone that is just speaking the truth.
Well, and that's like you said, he's saying it like it is. It's not one
Exactly.
favorite or the other favorite. It's
Well,
this
This
guy
is
did
what I
something.
see.
Yeah, this guy did
he's
something
calling it
dumb.
out
This guy did
regardless-
something
He's calling
dumb.
it out
Yes.
regardless of party.
Absolutely.
That's
He's
the way it
calling
should
it out
be.
the way it should be.
Absolutely.
He's calling it out and saying, I am down the middle, my middle, whatever
Yeah.
my
Right.
middle
Y'all
is.
are crazy on this
You know,
side. Y'all
I'm
are
going
crazy
down
over
with
there.
what my values are. And that's why I
Yeah.
give Mar
credit.
a lot of respect because of the fact that he's calling it based on his values.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he says, this is my values. This is the values that everybody grew up with.
yeah.
Or the vast
Well,
majority of people grew up with, and
over
then
30
all of a
years
sudden,
old.
the center line moved on me. But all I know is
I'm
this is
still
screwed
here.
up, and it doesn't matter which party it belongs
Yeah.
to. This is screwed up. That's screwed up. That's screwed up.
And that's the way it should be.
You brought up JFK Democrats, right?
Yes.
Earlier. Do you think they now transitioned into what we now consider libertarians? No. Do you think that's what they are?
Don't
think
know.
so. Well, it depends. It depends on
Don't know.
I
what
would
happened
not.
to them, I guess.
I mean, the line is fuzzy there because
Because they're
I
certainly
would
not the
say that-
Democratic Party today.
No, they're definitely not the Democratic Party today. I would say that actually they probably.
But there are
vast-
and I don't mean to cut you off, but there are those people that they've always been taught that they're Democratic.
right.
and
We know.
Period.
We all know
Period.
those
We
people.
we personally know some people that they were told, they were brought up, they were told they're Democratic, and they've always believed that until they've been told otherwise. That, oh, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? Yeah, that's not a Democratic
yeah.
mindset. And
Right.
that you're more conservative. Oh, I am. And I mean,
Yeah.
this is
And they don't know that because that's all they've been told.
Yep.
exactly. So I mean, and this is just one person that we're referring to. How many others out there?
Hundreds.
Thousands.
And
millions.
that's
Right.
that's my family too. So my family is very in the middle. I still think like what's his name you were just talking about. Like this is my values, this is whatever, but I've been told forever that I was Democratic.
Right.
So like my family still believes in hardworking, going and getting your job, like standing up for yourself, buying your house. But they still have a good heart and they want to do things for people. So, that's fine. You can do welfare and food stamps and everything else. But you don't realize that it's everybody else because they don't think that far. They're just, we should help people too. Well, you've been always told that you're a Democrat. Well, you need to look at those values again and like look at who's truly doing that, not just what it's called.
And everyone thinks that conservatives are against helping people. That is very untrue. And
Exactly.
I think that's a very big misconception.
What was that comment?
Oh, sorry.
I came late to the.
They were Hispanic and they're pretty much told that
They
they're
were-
Democrats.
They believe they're
Yeah,
Democrat,
yeah, yeah.
so Hispanic, yeah.
Yep.
So I got two comments. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
I have one. Can I try that whiskey? I want to mix it with this and see if it's okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Just a little
No,
bit.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
that's not a
right?
good idea. That's you have a
gonna
bucket
try
next
it.
to you. I hope.
Oh, you're gonna have
I'm
to
not the vomiter.
turn us off.
Okay, hold on.
So that being said, it's funny because Bongino said today on his podcast today about that. The vast majority of the Democrats think that bringing over these. Right, everybody stop. Everybody wait. She's experimenting. See,
We need
Sorry.
a we need
the
a Lindsay
beauty,
cam.
and little did I realize.
need a Lindsay
Little
cam.
did I realize in science class that when we were talking about chemistry, this could translate to booze.
100%.
Had I known, had they
You'd have
told
paid
us in
more
high
attention.
school that chemistry could translate to booze, I would have paid attention.
You
But-
know what?
but
For
in
all
chemistry-
the chemistry teachers out there, you need to use that because
Yeah,
your boys are
absolutely.
going to get some A's.
But hold on, in
Right.
chemistry, there was certain shit you just didn't mix together because there's a bad combination.
No, but see, I
Reaction.
mean, and I know we're going way off topic from what we were just talking about.
Squirrel.
Can you hurry up and direct
Wendy and
that?
I were having a great conversation, and her
swirl
her
it?
brother and sister-in-law. Go ahead.
We're waiting on Lindsay.
What
I
actually
know we
smells
are.
really good?
We want to see a reaction. 1, 2.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, wait a
That's
second.
not what I
You
was
wanna taste
expecting.
it?
Sure.
And we're talking to a distiller, so we
really
were
good.
we were talking to this.
Oh yeah,
distiller,
you're a distiller guy.
And-
It's
and-
like you
and-
can
and
go
he
to
goes-
school
and the
to
guy-
be a distiller.
and we were like, talking to this guy, and this guy's like just amazed. I
Right?
mean, as we all were. I mean, don't.
Again, it's
I mean,
like
don't get me
chocolate
wrong.
blackberry
We were all
currant.
amazed by the
Yeah.
fact that
You can taste it?
he tells us about some of these distilling rules, I guess if you want to call it that. Some of the facts about distilling and stuff, and how some of this dates back hundreds of years. And he goes, it's crazy to think that these guys figured out the chemistry for this, and they were just, blind luck sometimes.
Well, if somebody didn't die, they were like, "Yeah, we can do that again."
Yeah. Pretty much.
That worked out pretty good.
Yep.
Took it to the neighbor up the road, and they're like, "Here, try this." Oh, he died. Okay, bye.
So, I mean, I do think that they need to do a better
Exactly,
job.
Christine.
They need to do a better job of explaining to people
Exactly.
which
Erica.
party is doing what.
Wasn't that bad, Dad? Really? Wow.
It's early. Well, it's not early. We've been on for an hour, and we're only on story 2.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
God.
wanna-
We gotta move along.
I want to move on, but I want to talk about climate change for a second because
Okay.
I did some research today.
Okay.
And one of the points I was going to bring up earlier is we're always looking to the atmosphere, right? That seems to be the tunnel vision lately.
Yeah.
Emissions
Yeah.
into the air. We're not looking at the earth. We're not looking at what we're, like you guys said, with the lithium, putting shit into the ground, destroying the planet. So I was looking, you guys know my opinion on climate change, and we're talking.
do we?
The
Do
whole
we?
the whole show tonight
What's
is
your
based
opinion
on the
on climate
cost
change?
of
Give us the
going
30-second
green.
opinion on climate change.
I think we contribute something to the atmosphere, but I don't think that specifically the United States is responsible for
To save it.
the Earth changing the way they say it's changing. That's my opinion.
So what if it was the G7? Could the G7 save the
No.
world?
What's a G7?
No.
So the top 7 countries
No.
in the world.
They're not, first of all, they're not going to, because China
Or
not only
G20.
not
Let's
only-
say the top 20 countries. There's 100.
We're not killing the
There's
world. It's
150
a
countries in the
cyclical
world.
program.
But hold on, what a cyclical program.
Yes, the cyclical program. The world goes on
not
a
a
program
program.
in a circle. It is. You don't know this.
Anyway,
Welcome to Lindsay Cam.
can I get a divider here? Can I get
Do you want a COVID
two
screen?
Do you want to?
You want a COVID
Are you and I changing? You're gonna run this screen, and I'm gonna run that.
You're gonna
thing?
run the whole thing.
No. You
I'll
got.
run that
We can only do one at a time. So either you run this or you run that.
So
Wow.
yes, I do believe
feel
we
the love.
contribute something to the atmosphere. You can't deny that we do. I mean, we're pumping shit into the air. But is the United States solely responsible for what's going on in the world?
No,
Is it our
because
monkey
China
and
pumps
our
out-
circus?
China pumps out something like 10 times as much emissions as we
And
do.
China just doubled down. They're opening
Yes, they
more
do.
coal
More
plants.
coal plants.
Because
So-
we're buying it from them. What do
Because
you
they
think?
don't give a
No,
shit.
We're not buying coal.
They don't
Bullshit.
give a shit.
Just wait.
China's about money. They don't give a shit
Exactly.
about the
No,
environment.
China is about trying to feed their people. So China is a house of cards. So
True.
we're waiting to find out if that economy collapses.
If it's gonna
because
collapse.
if that economy collapses, it will drag the rest of the world down.
Well, yeah, because we're not going to be able to get
We're
our
the-
20 cent,
The biggest issue will
Stuff.
be how far.
Yeah, but Dan Bongino says they're going to be all freezing their asses off, and they'll be nice and toasty. warm
Exactly.
in their
Well, so
houses.
there's a whole.
Eggs.
I've been reading articles. and
Arizona's
I've been-
going to be great.
There's
y'all.
all
Bye.
sorts of crazy ass things out there that have to do with China's economy, and I don't want to go into it because
Right,
it's a
right.
whole show unto itself. But there are a bunch of things that are going on with China that could possibly fall apart in
rather quickly.
Well, it's going to happen in October. So payments come
It's
due.
only a month away.
I was going to say next month. Is that
next
that
month. So,
October?
Not very
it's
far.
gonna
Like this one
but
coming,
But
not-
it's going to be the wildfire effect, right? So it's
Right.
going to happen in China first, and then it's going to
Is this
spread.
Rona all over again?
It's going to spread to the rest of the world, and so we may not see the effects until next spring, but it will create some drag on the rest of the world.
Are we going to know that it happened in October to be able to be ready next spring?
Well, it's not like you got to put wood on the windows and start gathering ammo. But
I mean, I'm fine with that too.
No, you are one of those people.
Give
that
her a
actually,
reason.
Yeah, you're
I
like
would like-
looking for the world to end. So
Pretty
that-
much, I'm good with that. Like,
All right.
I want to get a
But you're getting business.
I want to
cards,
get a
I mean.
what's her Lucy? What's
I have no idea.
Judith? What's the bat?
The bat.
The bat.
Don't fucking look at me like you don't know what the bat is.
Oh, from Walking Dead?
yes,
Lucille.
Lucille.
Anyway.
I want to get me a Lucille and sit on the front porch.
Oh
So,
my God.
so anyway, my whole point of bringing this up is I found this chart today and I found it very interesting. So this is basically the heating of the planet over so many millions of years.
It goes
All right,
through.
so
it
hold
goes
on.
through
We
phases.
We have a first. We have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question from the audience. How do we know?
How do we know what?
Thank you.
This is based on
Polar ice caps. Some blah blah blah.
No, I would imagine it's based
Their
on
research,
fossiling
yeah.
and digging
and
down.
coring
They can
and all
see
that other
certain-
stuff.
All right, so
certain
and I don't,
layers
and
and-
I get it. I mean,
That's how they could tell we had an ice
We
age.
only have recordings of what's happened with the weather for
This
the
is
last.
from the 1600s.
So we're right there in the
1600s is
blue
when we started
still.
recording. When we started
we
recording
can
weather.
we can read those stone tablets.
1600s.
Those aren't even
That's
The
a long
stone.
first
time ago.
paper did not
Honey,
exist.
those aren't
Gal-
even stone tablets.
So Galileo was the first one to come out with the thermometer.
What?
And, yeah, and then I can't remember who came
Dang,
out.
he did
This
some
is
research.
impressive.
Wow.
I can't remember the guy who came out with the barometer, but that's when
All
they
right,
started
turn this off
recording.
because I want people to see you pointing at your fingers.
So really official here. So, but that's when they started recording weather. That's when they actually started. They say it goes back to Stone Age when they were tracking the clouds.
So is
and
this
all that
Wally
stuff, and they
Weatherman
tried
right
to-
now?
Yes, it is. So my point is going back to Lindsay's comment that it is cyclical
Wally Weatherman
process or whatever the fuck she
program.
said.
Oh, we got one for Keith.
This is whether you believe in scientists or not. And this okay. The funny part is look where this is from.
Oh, so it's not a
From
Where is it?
climate.
It's not a reputable.
It's from
source.
climate.gov.
So
Yeah,
this
that's
is
not a
not
reputable
right.
source.
But it makes me laugh to say that, okay, the earth was a lot hotter way back here, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that was-
we're
that
way
was
down
fire
there
and
in the blue
brimstone, yeah.
still.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to get to where it turns red.
So we're here. This is us today.
So yeah,
and
is
that's
this
in
bad?
Fahrenheit.
Is this bad or good?
we're, as far as I'm concerned,
average-
we're good.
So average global temperature
So that where
But
the line
here-
goes up,
here's-
is that us
is
estimating?
only
Here's what I'm
60.
saying. I think we're in this area today. We see it starting to go up here. I think we're in this area today.
Can we just
Personally.
Can we just put something out there? When we go to that red part, can God just take me then?
So we've had 3 times where we've had no polar ice caps.
Yeah.
Am I
Oh, is that
reading
when the dinosaurs died?
Is that what I'm reading?
Yes.
No, but
One,
the,
two,
but the
three,
dinosaurs
4.
allegedly,
So this was an ice
but
age.
the
in
dinosaurs
here.
allegedly froze to death.
Yeah, so that was probably when because that was 350 million years ago. That's right around
Yeah,
when
the
dinosaurs
the
left,
dinosaurs
right?
allegedly froze to death,
Yeah,
not drowned.
Okay.
whatever. It's water. It's cold. So that go back. I was watching. They
Go
can't see me
back.
pointing. So the 350 to 250 is when the dinosaurs left.
Yeah, give or
Yep.
take. Yeah, that's
Yep.
about right.
Equatorial Pangea too hot for
Pangea.
pet
Pangea.
Pangea. So Pangea
Peat
is
swamps?
Pangea is the
pet
supercontinent.
swamps.
When
You
all
can't
the-
have pet
Pete.
swamps.
Pete.
Peat
Not
swamps?
pets.
Peat swamp. So
Peat.
Pangea
What
was
is a
when,
peat swamp?
So
You don't know what peat is?
It's a swamp.
I know who Pete is. I don't know what
It's
a Pete
Not
is.
It's
that
a swamp.
peat, but-
It's just a swamp. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But
It's like that spongy
Pangea
material.
was the supercontinent. So Pangea was when all continents were together. Oh my God!
I know
are
what
we
that
actually-
is.
Are we actually going to
Obviously.
get to the
Not
the
even
quiz?
close. So what is? So
I didn't want to get off on this tangent. I just
Oh,
wanted
you
to.
brought it up. But who brought it
Thanks,
up?
Wally Weatherman. Good job. So you are not going to be Boris anymore. You're going to be Wally Weatherman.
Oh my God! You brought up another chart.
That's a small
Oh,
chart.
NASA. Oh, there we go.
Look at
Yeah.
him.
Oh, it's got to be better.
Yeah, I don't know why it was so much smaller.
It's so tiny.
Do,
now that-
do I have to show
And
you how
there's
to
a lot
crop
of
every now and then?
lines.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
don't
gonna
do
have to
that
go
one.
over how to
Anyway,
crop.
I just wanted to bring up that point that
Okay.
I just think we're spending a lot of money on bullshit.
Well, and you want to know what it
I
is.
think a lot of people would agree with that.
So I
Bottom line.
want to know, same as the COVID relief fund. So are we spending all this money on climate change and then 20 lines down, it's everything they want? But climate change on the top, because everybody's all for saving the world. Like, we're here to save the world. It's great.
Right.
But again,
is
the
that
world
how
is
they're
going to go through these
passing-
changes regardless of what we're doing. in
Absolutely.
it,
But is that
because
how
it
they're
already
passing
has.
it through the system? Because I put a cute little sticker on it.
So, and
Oh,
I
the woolly man.
I never know
Absolutely.
if I'm talking to Arthur or Andrea for.
It doesn't
what's
matter.
I know,
happening there.
Erica.
It doesn't matter.
So I mean, but
Probably
to-
Andrea,
to-
because he's typing pretty fast.
to Dan's point, well, extreme cold, yes, they froze
Yeah.
to death. But Dan, I disagree with the World War by 2023. I could be wrong. Now I'm not going to admit. You know,
We
I
said
have no problem-
last year we were going to have it this year.
Well, but see, the thing is that
I'm just ready to get my
China-
Lucille.
I think it's coming.
China would
I don't
rather.
know.
So China would rather, because if you pick the two, so it's either Russia or China, right? If you pick China, China would rather destroy us internally using non-kinetic forms.
Oh yeah, then they don't get their hands dirty. Y'all killed.
Right?
Y'all killed yourself.
They don't have to
because guess what? It's working.
They don't have to fire a shot. Well, let's face
And
it.
Russia's kind of got their hands full with just a bunch of rebels.
Right.
No ammo's wasted.
It didn't. I'm sorry, and this is just my total personal opinion. Biden's speech. What was that? 2 weeks ago?
Oh, with
Yeah, a
his
month
red
ago.
Satan speech.
Yeah.
Month
Didn't
ago.
he fire the first shot without firing the first shot?
Hasn't he
Towards-
fired the first shot 900 million times ago?
No, I mean that was literally a shot towards
Straight towards.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely. That's how
We'll see.
That's how I took
I
it.
didn't watch
he's doing
it,
that
so I
to
don't know.
save face because he's getting paid. You know he's getting paid.
Oh, absolutely. But anyway, moving
he has
along.
no idea what
All
he said.
right.
Moving
Are
along.
we gonna do?
we
you
got
know,
lots to cover.
Finish story 2. We'll
Story
start
2.
story 2.
All right. Visa.
We're only at story 2.
Yeah, we haven't even started it yet.
Visa could.
Should we just start the quiz now?
Oh my God.
Should we just do
So
it after
did you
story
see
2?
that credit card companies are going to now start tracking gun sales?
I'm gonna buy
I
all
did
my
see
guns on a
that.
credit card.
I did see that.
God, this is a bad thing.
I'm gonna go
Bad-
shopping.
Bad thing. Bad thing. Asking payment networks to serve as a moral authority by deciding which legal goods can or cannot be purchased at a dangerous.
How is that
precedent.
your moral authority?
And on top of it, just
Are they going to
it's-
publish it like
Aren't
they
I
did?
responsible for my own shit?
I mean, the funny thing is, they sit here and they said, flag purchases deemed suspicious. What,
You want to know what I'm gonna do?
what qualifies
Suspicious.
suspicious?
I might have to go to Home Depot, and I might have to buy some pipe. I might have to buy some fertilizer,
Right?
and I might have to
Right?
buy some.
and rent a van.
I could rent a van,
You know,
and then I could.
what deems suspicious?
You want to know what, Erica? So I agree with you. So my father is an all cash guy. Like, he has one credit card that he pays his bills with to then pay his credit card bill, whatever. It's fine. It works. Cash all the time. He's had 2 stores that have turned him away because they will not take his cash.
If anybody gets a chance,
Seriously?
and if you don't,
100%.
Then
if you
walk away.
if you
He
don't,
did. He left. He was like, I guess you don't.
yeah, but that's going to change. If you don't watch Dan Bongino already, go check out his episode from the 13th. It is John
What's it about?
turned me. John
Is this
turned
the
me
one I
on to
texted
it.
you on, and I was like, "Oh
and
my
I
God, you
was
need
like,
to watch."
Holy
Well, now you
shit.
have to tell us a little bit about it.
He talked about cryptocurrency. He talked
Oh,
about
How about if we put that in next week's show?
yeah.
Oh
we'll
my
do
God,
that.
it's scary. It was
It's very
scary
scary.
stuff.
Very very scary.
So we're going to have to watch it, Wendy, or are we just going to let him talk about
You're-
it? And see
you're-
what
Well,
happens?
we'll
The,
do
the-
both.
the-
We'll talk about it
the
next
high
week.
level part of it is the fact that they are talking about not only cryptocurrency, but they're talking about embedding
Chipping.
something in your body that's going to be the ability to
scan and walk away.
Scan and
Absolutely.
walk away. But
So-
it also talks about the ability to do other things.
Like,
We'll get into it
Like
next week. Let's get
literally
into it
if they
next week.
needed to just turn you off because
oh no,
you're
absolutely.
a problem.
No, absolutely. So they've been talking about that for a while, and that's what Bill Gates patented to go along with the COVID shot.
But your cash eventually isn't going to mean shit.
No, it's not going to mean
You
anything.
won't
It's
be
a
able
piece
to
of paper.
buy anything with
Piece
a
of paper.
with
But-
cash. Everything's
but
going to go
have it-
digital.
But having a microchip in you, I'm sorry, that's
Is
going to
that is that honestly any different than your debit card? If they want to turn me off now, they can turn off my debit card. How is
True,
that different?
But
It's
it's
very-
gonna,
it's
it's
very
going to bring a
different.
different level of criminal activity to the table.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, people are not going to.
Oh yeah, I can cut that out of your wrist real quick.
Oh,
Exactly.
you don't even have to cut it out. Come on.
But I
really?
want to cut it out.
No, what if you don't? I mean, you don't even have to. One, if they get it in you, that's
I can
a whole
already-
different story.
so
but on the
you
other
can
hand,
Gun to
buy-
your head.
I mean, no, trust me. I mean,
So-
I literally have no problem being able to just pull a 110 out and just going.
Yeah. But this is
only
the
hurts
thing.
for a
So you
second.
can
It only
you
hurts
can buy. I'll just walk around with a cattle prod. So you can buy a little pocket-sized conductor or
Sorry,
something.
officer, I was tased.
What's his name? Kevin posted it like a year ago, and you can buy this thing literally on Amazon. It's $34. I can walk by you and take all of your credit card information like that and clear it all off
That's
of yours.
Oh,
not
absolutely.
entirely
yeah.
true.
That's
but
why you have
close.
the what was it? The
It's-
RIFD
it's something like
wallets
that.
to
It's
prevent
close.
Well,
that.
that's might be why they changed it, but it's
So
this
it's-
thing or whatever, and you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is that any
as
different?
Keith and I are both.
How's that any different than your wrist?
So Keith and I are both
Very different.
very
Nerdy.
ultimately aware of how this works. And it's 13.56 megahertz technology.
Sure.
It's no different than what we deal with in the access control world. There is the ability to be able to put a card reader in a, man
Whatever.
bag, purse, whatever, and you want to walk
Man
around.
bag?
Oh,
Yeah.
Dan, you crack me up.
Dad, how do you know we didn't have the
you
hard guy
can-
do it already?
You can read the cards, but to be fair, as Keith and I know, you can only read cards. You can't just walk through a crowd and just quickly scan
Right.
everybody.
Right.
So when you have multiple cards together, it will not read. You have to have an individual card, and you have to get within
A reasonable
4 or
distance.
5 inches of that card.
So like on the train or whatever in
If you have one card, it'll read the one card.
Yeah.
If you
have
have
that
multiple
whiskey?
cards, guess what? It does not work.
Yeah. So if you have a
Because
wallet
it will
with
read
multiple
all of the cards
right.
at
All at
once,
once, and it
and
gets
it,
them all
and
blah,
it
blah,
gets
blah.
nothing but gibberish.
Right. Right.
So, and again, that's
Good science fiction, though.
but and I cannot stress enough. I wouldn't say that Keith and I are experts, but we know enough of this technology because we deal with it day in and day out. That's
to
how
be
it
on
works.
that criminal list.
Well, we know how it works, and we know how to
Great.
be able to defeat it.
So
again,
what's-
if you don't have a Faraday bag, you should get one.
Faraday.
So what's the
Faraday.
next story?
What is a Faraday?
Wendy's like, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Oh, it's got a train.
We're on a time schedule.
All right,
Let's
so
move.
did you see how bad this almost could have gotten? So
It's a train.
So we almost had a railroad strike today.
Good.
No, not good.
No, this
No.
would have been
Good.
bad.
Are you
bad,
kidding?
Bad.
With all the other
amount of
shit
things
that's
that are
going on?
happening
The
already.
only way things are going to change.
Oh,
It
it's not
won't,
going
though.
to change. No,
It's
and
gonna
here's
make
the
it
funny
bad.
thing. So all night labor contract talks to be able to fix this, right? Better pay, improved working conditions, and peace of mind about their health care costs.
Mm-hmm.
A key issue with the railroad workers was workplace attendance policies. These people,
It's crazy.
so they laid off all these people during COVID.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
And only a fraction of them came back.
Yep.
So they're working.
Those
the
were
ones,
new jobs, by
So
the
the
way.
ones that came back, good point. So the ones that came back, they are.
You're
Holy
upsetting
we
my
gotta be
pity.
Careful, we got a pity
Hey.
on. We got a pity on a roll.
Can you simmer? Shh.
So the ones that came back are being worked.
She's
crazy
very upset
hours.
about this.
Crazy hours. They even there was even a story, I didn't find it, but I heard this on
got sticky.
Bongino about a guy who got penalized by the railroads because he had a heart attack. And,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
didn't show up for work.
Well,
Absolutely.
they have to
Got
schedule.
penalized by the railroad because he had people that get COVID get penalized. But yeah, one guy got
They-
penalized by his employer because he had a heart attack.
Because they have to schedule all their time off in advance. How can you schedule a
Your heart attack,
sickness, a
it's
death?
the same way in the hospitals.
yeah,
It's been
right.
that way for
So,
years. That's
so the
not
point
new.
that was interesting was the fact that, again, all night labor contract talks, right? It says right here, all night labor
night.
contract, better pay, improved working conditions, and peace of mind around healthcare. All they were asking for was more time off.
Or probably actually the days off that they were supposed to have off.
Well, because they're
Not even more days off, just their regular
to be
days
just
off.
more
When they're,
reasonable on getting days
Yeah.
off. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And
when
so
they're off,
this-
they're
And it took
always
all
on
and
night.
again,
call.
just
Yeah.
going to prove the administration steps in and they had characterized this as a
Did they
win-win
screw it up?
because guess what? Because guess what they did? They said, "Oh, we're going to give you more pay. We're going to do this. We're going to do this." It's like, wait, what? What? Yeah, they're going to get a 14% pay bump immediately. They're going to get a $1,000 cash bonus each year, and they're going to end up getting a 24% through next 5-year contract pay increase.
Still
They weren't
said
even asking for
nothing-
that.
All they wanted
Still
was
They
said
weren't
days off.
nothing about time off
No,
or
they got their
healthcare.
time off concession. They did get their time off concession. They weren't asking for any of this.
right.
You
They
throw-
just
You
wanted
know what
more
this-
time
you know
to
what-
spend with
but
their
do you know
throw
what-
families.
money
Do
at
you
it,
understand what
and it
this
goes
means,
away.
though?
This
You-
Our
means-
prices
we-
are
prices-
going to go up.
The
We
cost
own
of
you.
shipping things is
Is going to
going
be
up.
ridiculous.
Well, and it
24% is how much it's going to go up.
They were not even asking for that, and they got it.
Yep.
And it's like, well, why did you? I mean, if they could just get what they
Because
wanted,
you threw money at it
They'd
and you
be
made
happy.
it go away.
but they make very good money to begin with.
They
Oh,
do.
absolutely.
And they have a great
and I get
retirement.
why they make good money
Absolutely.
because they were when they're off, they're still on call.
You're
and
never off.
They're never off. So I mean, they make very very good money.
And their retirement's amazing. They paid my grandfather out all
Absolutely.
forever.
So I mean, that's just ridiculous. I totally get that the
Absolutely.
time off when they're off the clock,
You're
they should be
actually
off the clock.
And then you should have on-call days. Like you have off days and then you have on-call days.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with that. And I think
we had to touch on this. I did.
Okay.
I wasn't even going to talk
Is it
about
real?
I think
Yeah,
it's
it is
great.
real. I
think
wasn't
it's
even going to
freaking
talk
awesome.
about it, but I had.
Did they take him to Hooker's house too? Kamala's house too?
Yes, they did. They dropped
Yes.
him off the Naval Observatory.
I just want to know, is DeSantis on the FBI's most wanted list at this
Oh, he's
point?
been out. He's
No,
been
he
out
put-
for years.
God
No, you want
bless
to know
him.
why? Because
Yeah,
he put a
God bless
Biden
him.
sign in his front yard.
That's right.
You know
So
what?
they
That
had to
was
they had to
funny.
activate the National Guard. Had to activate 125 members of the National Guard to. I like it. I like how they say care for 50 immigrants.
Care for
50?
That-
You
that-
needed
they had to
125 people to take care of 50.
Yes.
You needed 3 on 1.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah. Right.
It's good math.
because they were
And they're
unruly
being taken
bunch
to a, and they're being taken to a military base.
on Cape Cod, right?
Yes.
I love it. I think
You can
it's-
take me there.
I think it's
That's good.
shoving in the face of the government saying, are you gonna listen to us now? Is anybody gonna start to listen to us? that we
Well,
have a
it's
problem
funny
here?
because there's all these articles in the Washington Examiner. White House asked for GOP to call out Abbott and DeSantis over this
For their
stunt.
migrant
No.
stunts.
Newsom calls on feds to investigate inhumane immigrant transports. But
How was
wait a
that
minute.
inhumane?
Wait a
It was
minute.
the
How is that
same
inhumane?
buses
What
that you
was-
put them on.
What was the White House doing last year?
Putting them in
Biden
boxes?
sent 70 secret night flights of migrants
Migrants.
from border to Florida.
Yep.
But they were on the flight, so that wasn't inhumane.
This is just from April.
Right.
White House resumes flying migrant children after dark
is very
on charter
upset.
flights.
But
You know, the hypocrisy is
those were flights.
amazing.
Those were not like a bus. Like that's very higher standards.
Well, to Martha's Vineyard.
Thank you.
To Martha's,
43 all by yourself. That
Martha,
was one
that's
on
crazy.
Martha's
That was one on
Vineyard.
43, not
So
3
Martha's
on one.
Vineyard is a island.
Yeah.
So they weren't
Yeah.
bused
Yes.
there. They were flown
They're
there.
flown.
Yeah, they were flown.
They were flown
Good.
there.
So see, it was
again,
the
what is the
same-
difference?
Human trafficking, really?
All
I
right,
don't
here's a
think so.
disturbing story.
That's
Okay,
hilarious.
sorry.
Okay.
Breweries are feeling the sting of carbon dioxide shortage. Oh yeah.
What?
Carbon dioxide is a key ingredient
Get
in
out.
beer.
Oh, yeah,
they
'cause they have
said
to
the
bubble
shortage. The shortage started in 2020 because
COVID.
well, it's a byproduct of ethanol, and since ethanol is not being added to gasoline because of the Rona,
Oh my
Here,
God!
I'll
So
breathe
you're
hard.
telling me
Carbon
that.
dioxide.
Sorry,
I'm
do
just,
that
every
again
time you
on
do
the
that,
TV,
every time
Wendy.
you do that, I stop.
Please
what I'm
don't do
doing.
that.
Having a hard time thinking all of a sudden.
Here, you want a
Kids.
bottle? You want a bottle that?
I am having a hard time thinking right
Wow.
now. All right, hold on. I'm trying to let the blood get back to my brain.
Oh man, I got a perfect video for that. I got to make next week.
Wow. You should see the look on my face because
Oh
I'm
my
looking at this,
God.
watching Wendy go.
All right, we're going to story 6 right
Oh,
away.
breathing hard.
No, that's
Stop,
not
just
what
stop,
I saw.
just stop doing that. Oh my God.
Okay, so go back because Wendy got me distracted.
Got you distracted.
You're upsetting my dog.
I'm sitting right here
So
next to her.
I mean flashbacks, John, for you. It's fine. So my impression from this is you're telling me that California
Hey,
is getting rid of gasoline cars,
Yep.
which means they're not going to have any carbon, which means they're not going to have any breweries to make beer.
Sucks
We
to
don't
be
care about
right?
California though.
I know,
California doesn't
but
have any good breweries
this is-
anyway.
Sucks.
So
to be
this could be
California.
everybody.
That we'll have to come up with something.
So we have to go.
different.
yeah.
Oh
we
my
just
God.
got. We just
Stop.
have to
What's the-
breathe
All right,
hard.
both of you stop. Just stop.
Just stop. But
All right, see the Florida
upsetting the
Chick-fil-A
pity.
employee that saved a mother and
Yes,
child
I
from a
saw
car
that.
Yeah,
Very cool.
accident? This was
No.
awesome, wasn't it?
Very cool.
Kudos
Yeah,
to
very
them
cool. Yes. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is amazing already. I didn't
First-
hear about this.
for
You didn't?
stepping in
When
and.
am I going to hear about this?
This guy, literally. So this guy right here, in the
The guy in the green or the guy in the gray?
in the gray shirt.
Okay.
So he walked up to a mom that was just literally. She parked her car.
Yeah.
Was reaching in the back seat to grab her
Baby. Okay.
And the guy walked up with some kind of a
Weapon of some
It
sort.
was a bat or a piece of wood or something like that.
Okay.
And threatened to club her, and then grabbed her keys out of her hand or something like that. And as she's like
Grabbing the baby.
frantically
Yeah.
grabbing her kid and screaming and whatever. And the Chick-fil-A employee, from what I understand, and I could be wrong about the detail of this, but it looks like he was outside because he's in a vest, a safety vest. And so
Oh,
he
so
came
he
over.
was like the car
he
guy or
Yeah,
whatever.
so he comes running over and basically tackles this guy
Whoops
and
some
wrestles
ass.
him
Hell
to the
yeah.
ground. And probably the disturbing part is nobody else helps him. Couple people,
Nobody
Couple
cares.
people
Yeah.
come walking over and stand
They're too
like
busy
within,
video recording
Yeah,
it.
they stand about 3, 4, 5 feet away from him, but nobody actually stop.
Helps hold this guy
Yeah,
down.
so
or,
but the
No,
guy, but he tackled him. He wrapped
don't
him
wanna
up
be
and
involved.
waited
No.
till.
I
till
just
the
want to
police
record
arrived.
it and say that I saw it happen.
Right.
So I mean, just and luckily the employee got punched in the face, but no serious injuries.
Awesome.
Good story.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
We got 8 minutes for you.
Okay. Can we do the bottom
Hold on.
comment?
Okay.
What's the bottom
I already
comment?
put it up.
Oh,
Wendy,
Call it lady made beer.
with your
All right. Quote of the week.
okay.
I like
quote of the
Quote
week.
of the week. I like.
Oh, I love her.
Maya
Yes.
Angelou is good. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently.
Nope.
Absolutely.
And that goes to talk about what we were talking about earlier. You have to have the courage to be yourself.
Right.
Hot chicken
I-
sandwich.
That'd have made him he'd have been.
And then my commentary for the week: the current administration is guilty of not stopping an invasion across our southern border. Any politician that is not condemning what is happening at the southern border is complicit with said
100%. Amen.
Absolutely.
100%.
And so
That's
that
how they
being
ended
said,
up on Martha's Vineyard.
no
Everybody-
problem here. Nothing to see.
everybody-
Move along.
Everybody needs to vote this November. If
Yes.
they're not condemning
Vote,
what's
vote.
happening on the southern border, they need to be gone.
Yes.
So I have a question,
Okay.
but it's not going to be a question that can be answered.
I was just going to say we may
Are we
not have an
skipping?
answer.
Are we just
Not gonna
skipping
do
the quiz for the week?
No, we can do the quiz.
You sure?
And
It's
I
a
can't
Je-
answer
it's
my
Jeopardy.
question.
It's Jeopardy.
Is it
Yeah.
Jeopardy?
You're
is
doing a
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy thing.
Yeah, I thought I had 6 news
25
stories.
questions.
I had just 6 news stories, and a couple
Yeah.
of them were just carbon dioxide. I thought we
Yeah,
You
that's
need to
yeah.
We might
You
have to skip
tone
it.
that
You've
down.
met
Might have to
our.
skip it this
Okay,
week.
so let's leave it up to everybody else. Should we do the quiz or not?
I just want to let people know that we do have a professional studio. If you know, you hear dogs barking in the background. So I'll put this up.
Oh,
This-
you can't
this-
see her.
This is I know you can't see her.
She's very upset.
This is our studio,
You
but
can't actually see her little nose in the little camera. See her nose? Hey, can you come here? Stop it.
But we have to let the dogs in the studio, or else
They'll scratch at the door and eat our
Scratch at the
carpet.
door, yeah,
And we
it-
don't want to do that.
It would be bad. It would be bad if we didn't. So, for those of you thinking, what the frick? They got dogs in the back.
What is happening?
We-
We're just doing this in the living
You're
room.
just hearing
Yeah.
things.
No.
Nothing to see here,
So-
nothing to hear.
It's like a real
All right, so
studio
we'll
with dogs.
skip the question. We'll skip Jeopardy for this week, but I do
Okay.
have a good question though for everybody,
Okay.
for our audience. So, what is it that you want to see from us?
That's a good question. I like that question.
What is
More
it?
dogs in
what
the
is it-
studio?
What do you
what is-
like,
What
what
is
you-
it? What is it you want to see? Tell us what you want to see, and you don't have to answer today. But if you want to drop a comment,
Hold on, you ready?
in-
What do you like? What do you don't like? I mean, if there's something you don't like, let us know because we can't read your minds. We want to tailor this around.
Not spend an hour on story one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do have to say I like this new format though because it
do.
really does spur up conversation.
and that's
with
the whole
topics.
idea for this
Yeah.
was to spark conversation,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, no, I do like the new format. I really do.
Apparently, Bill does too.
She's just trying to.
She's very mouthy. This is what happens when Wendy's gone for so long. We get a very mouthy dog. She's very upset.
Oh my god!
The only thing I can say about things you say you don't like is if it's Pitties in the studio. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to. Not,
We got problems.
We're gonna have to
That-
not be
that's not
friends
gonna
anymore.
change.
We got problems.
So she's an old Pitty, and it's fine. I would love to.
If we
Who's
could-
going to be our special
So,
guest?
who would be our first
you
special
wanna,
guest?
You want to know what? Bios to Bucks? You get me a special guest every week, and we will interview them.
We have reached out to Sheriff Lamb multiple times.
We've reached out to a lot of people. We've reached out to a lot of different groups.
Yeah,
I have
and
somebody-
on
I have somebody who wants to do it.
Hospit-
What's his name? Great question. So there's somebody who does.
Will wants to call in.
Will, you live 5 minutes away. You don't have to
Yeah,
call.
Will,
in.
you can just be here.
just walk in the door
You can just show up.
and see our more.
So those that-
no,
that-
Erica.
so-
Ignore Erica.
So if anybody wants to know
Then
the
don't
problem with
comment.
calling in, so there's multiple logistical problems with
Lions.
calling in. The biggest one is the fact that we would have to have somebody back
In the
behind the
studio.
camera running
Well,
the
we tried that
soundboard.
with Truth About Beer, and it just didn't. We got a Google number, and we did all
It
this stuff.
doesn't.
It
Yeah,
just doesn't work right.
It doesn't work. It's
hard
just,
to do call-ins.
it's hard.
So, Will, you can just come and sit your happy little ass
I mean,
right
if we
here
had a
and have
permanent
conversation.
like producer that was doing it, like some of the big shows do, but for
I thought we had a producer, but she's very mouthy
yeah, she's
today.
very
Yeah,
mouthy
she
today. So,
She's not really doing her job.
No.
but if we had a behind the scenes producer that was doing that, that'd be one thing. But we don't. So
Of course, Will, that position's always open if you're interested.
yeah, because
there
I
you
mean,
go.
so those of us
There
that
you
don't
go.
know, so
Shit,
you know,
they're gonna
so
let
I'll-
Will run the show. Holy
I'll- you know,
wowzers,
just a
Erica!
little-
I'm gonna go down
little
and
peek
drink
behind
more.
the curtain. So obviously, I run the what do you want to call it?
John's Corner.
Newsletter, whatever it is, and so I do a lot of the content for the show during the week. Keith does a lot of the production of things. Erica, you're right. See, this is so hard.
So funny.
So,
Oh
but then Keith does a lot of the production, and then he also runs all the comments and stuff. He puts together everything that gets it all. Like the camera, the put up the studio cam.
I just sit here and contribute.
I'm like, Wendy has
Yeah, so
conversations
the green
and I
room
drink.
cam.
Yeah.
This was me
I
just
drink.
texting him. Was this today or
I talk.
yesterday?
It was yesterday. You texted me and said, "Hey, let's just
drink
start
and
the
show
show."
up.
What
Be
about? I
cute,
said, what
Wendy.
about just a camera that just gives like a behind the scenes of us, being able to just do our thing.
You see that
And he
pigtail
goes,
in
"Let
the
me see what
corner?
I can do." And so, I mean, I'm shocked that he does this stuff all the time with my just harebrained
Heavy
ideas.
metal. Wait until we get closer. Actually, in October, we decorate the studio for.
Yeah,
Halloween.
we'll do Halloween.
Oh, really?
setup.
We
Yeah.
do. Remember last
did
year we
last
had all
year.
this stuff.
Oh,
out?
we did have the creepy doll
Yeah.
and shit.
Yep.
So I mean, just
The
but on
creepy
the
doll and shit. Wow.
yeah.
She takes offense to that.
And we have a whole control room, so if anybody wants to come be our
You wanna see
be our
it?
But
control room.
what else can we do? What can we do to entertain?
Hold,
you guys?
please.
Oh, Lindsay's going to take you in the
Oh.
control room.
Hold on,
You're
I'm
going to get a
stuck.
Tour
behind the
time.
scenes tour of our
I'm
studio.
stuck in the chair and there's a dog behind me, so this is dangerous.
You guys need to feel very privileged
Oh,
because
this is where it's gonna get. All right, so if
And it won't
anybody-
take 3 hours.
If anybody has a weak stomach, here you go. Stand by. Look away. Look away. If you have a weak stomach, look away, because this is gonna be very.
you could just take the phone off if you want. But
Ooh, look at that. There's
There's the control
central
studio.
control right there. Few keyboards.
So there was that one episode with, was it Will and Erica that were
No,
in
it was
here?
Arthur and Andrea. That
Oh,
were
Arthur and Andrea,
Yeah.
that's right. They were in here. And
Where I
so
sat in there.
Keith was back there in the control room. You know, we didn't get him to play any of the keyboard stuff.
Bring Julie.
Bring Julie on.
And our dolls.
What is Lindsay doing?
Oh, she's giving a studio.
A whole studio
A whole-
tour.
So there's the
There's
angry-
your pity.
There's
There
the
she
angry
is.
pity. She is like vicious. You can tell by the way the tail wags. She is vicious, and she likes to be. Yeah, if she is not being attended to.
Is that your foot, John, or is that Wendy's
No, that's
foot?
No,
Wendy's
that's
foot.
mine.
Okay, it's like,
And then where's the shepherd?
I
She's
know
over
where
in that
she
corner
is.
behind
Oh,
Keith
she-
and
back behind
Lindsay.
Keith.
she's in the corner behind me.
Yeah, so you know she's knocked out.
Call her over. She'll come over to you.
That's all right.
Come here.
Come here.
She's gonna bring you a toy.
You're gonna bring me a toy.
She's bringing you a toy.
And this side the Sheebies.
So we have
There you go, Shiva.
puppies in the studio.
Puppies in the studio.
I know. Okay.
All right.
Good.
He says too quiet when I'm in the control room. All right, so you guys got a behind the scenes look. Whoop, wrong.
Yeah, turn that off.
Taking
The battery's
camera
gonna
away.
die.
So behind the scenes look at our studio. Just to let you know that we do have a studio.
Yes, we do.
Not happening in our
We just
living
don't have a
room.
producer.
This is what I can do.
Keith is the
probably.
producer.
Yeah. And I think actually Bill's a producer tonight. So
You're right. She's been telling
You're
everyone
very
what to do.
sassy today.
she really is. She's very.
I mean, I know you're an old pity, but damn.
she's very demanding.
She
All right,
is like
so-
13,
All right, we out of
just so
time?
you guys know.
So we're out of time.
We're
but
out of
if
time.
anybody
Out of
wants
time.
to throw a comment in, as to what they would like to see, please do so.
I have a food for thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Share it.
So I'm going to throw it out there since we're not going to have a conversation about it before. Yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
said vote in November.
Correct.
Do you think it's actually going to be counted or is it going to be faked again?
It's going to be counted.
Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
Depends on the state.
I mean, with
Does
any,
it matter?
I think with anything, there's always going to be that.
So now there are.
We can't get into the conversation. We don't have time.
True.
I just wanted to put it out there.
Well, you know what? Let's circle back.
We'll circle back to that
I do.
one. On that note.
I'm going to put Wendy on the spot though,
Oh,
because
shit.
I guarantee you didn't ask her the question.
What question?
So
Question.
we're getting ready to go into October. Lindsay and I had talked about doing a October
Took me a minute. I
Oktoberfest-
didn't even know if I'd been asked the question.
Oktoberfest beer tasting.
Oh,
So I had asked John if you guys would be interested in doing that on the show. Usually Lindsay and I do it separate from the show, but I thought it might be a fun little segment to do on the show. And I know how you love beer.
And I told him,
So
you know
great.
what?
so
I will
as
have
you
the
noticed, you
Lindsay
said
face,
as I told him,
but
so
for
I
beer.
did ask.
You
her.
did ask her.
Oh,
Okay.
you
Then I
lost that.
take it back. I take it back. So my question though is, do we do it the last week in September or the first week in October? Because technically Oktoberfest runs the last week in September through the first week of October. So do we want to kick off Oktoberfest with it, or do we want to end
I would say October.
October? So October 7th, I believe it would be. That
Okay.
would be the show that we'll do it.
Okay.
Are
Oh, cool.
we doing? So I have a question.
Yes.
I have
It's
lots of
very
questions.
democratic. All of it.
I have a question, sir.
Raise your hand. There you go.
Mr. Sir John, I have a
The
question.
floor recognizes LC.
Thank you. Shit, I forgot my question. Oh, are we? Sorry, I was being too political. I forgot. I know. Oh, wow. Can I just say, John, first of all, looks like he has like a big dome over his head.
I know,
second-
right? Yeah, he's drowning in a cup of coffee
I'm
of
like,
all
is he a
things.
fly?
No,
Dying.
you're drowning in a giant cup of MAGA.
Oh, it's that is giant cup of.
Oh, ha, put on chance. Are we doing? Serious
How do you spell that?
Panacha? What?
How do you spell that? I'm going to watch this tomorrow and just to see what the closed captioning comes up with. I swear, I want to see what the
Right.
closed captioning comes up with.
Panaka.
Because it
Banaka.
blanks every time you swear.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yes, it does. If you watch, it blanks every time you
Isn't
swear.
Banaka for bad breath?
I don't know.
Oh, it is. It's those little drops from like forever ago.
I'm not going to admit to knowing that.
It's
'cause
like,
that is, so old.
I don't know. Hey, what was your question anyway?
So my question.
We are out of time.
So we're doing the Beer Fest October
Right.
Friday.
Okay.
The second.
Come on.
The second October. Shush. The second October Friday is the Friday before the wedding. Are we doing a show the Friday before the wedding?
I think we should. What do you guys think?
Can I wear my dress?
I couldn't.
works.
I didn't hear the question.
Should we do a show the Friday night before the wedding?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think we should.
Absolutely.
Can I wear my?
That's up to you
Can-
guys.
You can wear
If
whatever
you
you
think
want.
it's
Yeah,
going
Can I
to
wear
be
my
too
dress?
much or
You
not.
can. It's technically bad luck, but you can do whatever you
We're
want.
wearing it on Thursday.
We'll
We're
be-
going to be
we'll be
married
married on
on
Thursday.
Thursday.
That's
On
true. That's true.
Thursday.
No, that's a good point.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, then you can. Yeah.
I think we should
Absolutely.
do it.
Can I wear an orange ribbon, Ma?
What do you guys think? Should we do a show the night before our wedding party?
Yes.
I mean,
And the
that's up
day-
to you.
And the night after we actually get hitched, but the night before the wedding party.
I'm like John. I'm always up for a show. So
Okay.
Absolutely.
As-
Even
I don't
though,
know. Am I
even
gonna
though
mess up
Wendy
my
gives me a
dress?
hard time because sometimes I stress about all the content.
Really?
I do.
Really?
I know.
Not at all.
I
I
wouldn't
stress
happen
over
to
the-
know
I
anybody
stress
who
over the
does
content.
that.
I will. But yes, I love doing the show.
You love it, but you stress over it.
I know it does.
we're getting a lot of
It's
hell
like
yeses.
a love.
Dang it.
It's
So
a
I
love
have
hate
to wear my dress
relationship.
like 3 times.
Yep. I'm gonna have to. Does that mean I got to wear a suit
Okay.
that night?
And my orange boots.
I guess I got to wear a suit that night.
No.
Okay, we have to take a picture of the
Only-
boots.
No, you're gonna wear your wife beater
I was just gonna say,
With
are you
an
gonna wear your
orange
tie?
tie.
With my tie?
with a tie.
That's
I'm gonna do that.
nice.
I'm gonna do that.
You should do
I'm
that.
gonna do that. I gotta
That's-
buy a white
Do you
beater
have?
now.
Oh, I have white beaters.
Do you?
I have white beaters.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll fit
You gotta
you,
do
but I
that.
have white beaters.
All right, we gotta end this. We'll see you
Freaking
guys
great.
next week.
Can you
Thanks
put
for.
FJB on it?
Yeah, probably. Thanks for.
Where? There's no room.
I'll write it real little.
Thanks for joining in, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Please don't forget to share and like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Later night, everybody. Let's talk about our country, the red, white, and the blue. Let's stand up for glory, us patriots are true. We love America, the land of the free. We love America, the home of the brave. We love America, from sea to shining sea. We love America.